Hey, and welcome back to another Theorycraft video. In one of my last videos, I used Lagrange multipliers to calculate a paragon assignment that would maximize my damage from crits. So in this video, I thought I would actually go and prove mathematically without coding that the maximal assignment actually occurs when your crit chance and crit damage are in a 1 to 10 ratio. So to get started, recall that the crit multiplier function has this form, where again I've replaced crit chance by C and crit damage by D. So since CD is the variable part of this function, it suffices for us to optimize that. And I denote that by D naught right here. So what we want to prove is that D naught is optimized when the paragon points are assigned such that D is equal to 10 times C. In other words, when my crit chance and crit damage are in a 1 to 10 ratio. So suppose that I've already allocated my paragons such that they're in this ratio. Then we can rewrite D naught as C times 10 times C, which is equal to 10C squared. Now I'll show that any other paragon allocation yields a smaller value than D naught. For this, I make two observations. The first is that every paragon point gives either zero point zero zero 0.001 crit chance or zero point zero 0.01 crit damage. And the second observation, which is fairly obvious, is that every paragon point to crit chance means one less paragon point for crit damage, and vice versa. So suppose, without loss of generality, that I assign one extra point to crit chance. So this part just means that it doesn't matter whether I assign the extra point to crit chance or crit damage. The expression is the same. Then I can define this new expression D1, which takes this form. And we can factor out a factor of 10 right here to get an expression that looks like this. So the conclusion from, if I look at this expression, is that every paragon point adds the same amount to the first term in parentheses as it subtracts from the second term. So in this case, it's adding 0.01 to the first and subtracting 0.01 to the second. But the same is true for any number of paragon points P, which are overassigned to either crit chance or crit damage. And that gives us this new expression d sub P, which looks like this. But now we can evaluate this expression in parentheses and just realize that it's equal to a difference of difference of squares. So in this case, 10 times c squared minus 0.001p all in parentheses squared, which is of course less than our original function d naught 10c squared. And we've just proved that d naught is in fact the maximal quantity. So in other words, this shows that you should always assign your paragon points um, for offense so that your crit chance and crit damage are in a 1 to 10 ratio. And that concludes this video.